Hello, hello, hello. Thank you guys for joining today. I am here. Guys, I'm Michelle Zachary here with my co host, Erica Sloan, our podcast Relocked. Today's topic is going to be about, um, you know, white men and women cheat. Um, we're gonna talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. We will talk about why. Um, why do they cheat? What is the reason? So that is what our topic today will be about. So how are you guys doing out there today? I see we got some people on live already. How you guys doing? Erica, how are you doing today?
Well, I'm great. Just ready to get it going over here today.
Get it going, get it
Come on,
popping, get it
ATX.
popping, get
Come
it
on,
popping.
ATX.
ATX.
Come
Okay,
on, ATX.
I know.
Hey, darling.
So okay, so Erica,
Mm-hmm.
we've been discussing this about why men cheat, why women cheat. Um, so what do you think? Why do you think that men and women cheat?
A lot of reasons. So I'm gonna start with women first. I really don't know why men cheat. We gotta find that out. So any men that's on here today, please chime in and tell us why y'all cheat. But for a woman, for me, a lot of times I think it comes with uh, just men not being paying attention. Um, I don't know. I think not paying attention to a woman, she's feeling neglected by her significant other, um, in some ways. So most of the time, women we are very emotionally, we get emotionally attached. So I think that if the man is not providing that for us, a lot
Mm-hmm.
of times that's why we cheat.
Okay. I me personally, I think it can be a number of things. I think sometimes they just do it because they want to. I
Mhm.
believe that sometimes they do it because they are missing something. And I believe that it's always something as far as maybe you have talked to a person about a problem or a situation y'all having. And
Mhm.
a lot of times, the other person just does not listen. You know what I mean? They don't
Mhm.
listen. They don't try to make the necessary adjustments to hear you out as their spouse or their girlfriend or boyfriend. And then the other person feels like, well, they're not listening to me anyway, and kind of feel a little neglected, I think. And I think that's how side conversations happen.
Mhm.
So that's one of the things that I feel and that I have seen in my past relationships. You know what I mean? Hi, Miss Wendy. Um, yeah. So, do you think sometimes that men are just being selfish, or what do you think?
I think men are very selfish. I think that a lot of times, I don't even think is that they necessarily from a woman that they're not getting what they. I think they just do it just because they can. I think that they out. I think that if they feel like a woman will talk to them, I think they do it. I think they just do it just because. Some of them maybe not so much, but I think a lot of times they do it just because it's offered, it's there. So, and they like to have their cake and eat it too. So,
Yeah, I believe so too. Um, yeah, I do. I believe that they get to have their cake and eat it too. By the way, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? A lot of times, when they are when they have decided and made the decision that they're gonna go talk to someone, and sometimes I don't think it's always sexual. I think that it starts with conversation. Maybe things they can't talk to you about, so they go talk to somebody else about them, and it starts that way, and then a little selfishness come in because as we all know, um,
But you don't think going into a relationship, especially if you're in a relationship with somebody else and you start to get into that conversation with somebody else, especially if it's like intimate things, personal things, that's cheating. I
yeah,
mean, starting just the conversation, that's cheating.
no, yeah, I agree. I agree that any conversation outside of you and your spouse or you and your girlfriend or boyfriend, I
Mm-hmm.
consider cheating. Like, to me, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know why you would need to go talk to another woman about a problem that we have, or even
Right.
if that's the case. Sometimes I think men just they get away with it, and I
Mm-hmm.
think that's part of the reason why they do it. They will meet a woman will know that they have a woman, and the women
Mm-hmm.
will still talk to them instead of
Right.
saying, "Hey, you need to settle your situation," or "You got somebody, so I don't want to be involved in it," and they just kind of go, with the flow with that. A lot of times I think it's because they get to do it. You have so many women who are so comfortable with being a side piece or
Mm-hmm.
just comfortable with like, well, shit, somebody did it to me, so I don't care about the next woman. But you got to understand that the next woman didn't do it to you, and that regardless, you've been in that situation and you know the feeling. So why would you do it? Me,
Right.
I don't want to deal with nobody who's involved with anybody.
Right.
But you know, people
In
do.
anything. In any sense, whether you feel like y'all just living together, we ain't talked, we in separate rooms, because I've heard that. We just co-parenting, all of that.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
still in a household with somebody, you still got ties, no matter what to me. So
right.
it's key.
um I see that Erica Jackson said that's what I feel as well. Instead of watering their own grass and fertilizing their own yard, they find
Hmm.
someone who don't know their flaws and they go where it's easy. I believe that too. I believe that
100.
too. But the crazy part about that though is, to me, men, like, I hate to say the little cliche thing of men are gonna be men or whatever, but to me, I get more on the women's ass. Because to me, women, we already know we've been there and done that. So why are we allowing a man who has someone to be in our face?
Mm.
When your man was doing it to you, you didn't like it. So why would you talk to another woman's man? And that's
That's the
just
question
me.
we need to ask. Why do women do it?
Women, why do y'all talk to men that have women? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? 9 times out of 10, his ass is lying about, oh, well, we going through a breakup, or she's this and she's that, or y'all already know they lying. We done heard all that shit before. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? We done heard it before. Somebody done ran it on us, or we didn't talk to a woman that our man has talked to and she have told him things that he said about us. So it's like, why? Is it the thirstiness? Are you women just so thirsty that you can't just wait to find your own man? Or I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. But women cheat too. I'm gonna tell
So
you,
that's what I'm going to say. It's not just men. Yeah,
not
it's
just
women
me.
too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, Miss Wendy said that's my deal breaker. Can be another woman in the mix. Period. That part
Hmm.
exactly. I don't play them games. Erica, get on Facebook. Um, I don't really play those games either. Like, you deal with me, you need to be exited completely from somebody. I don't need no divorce hanging on. I need the ink to be dried on the paperwork, baby, before you be up in my face. Um, so y'all, what do y'all think? Because sometimes I hear people say, well, we're not they're not married. So if you're not married to someone but you're with them, do you guys consider that still a form of cheating, or y'all are uh free to talk to who y'all want to?
So that's the new term, is that you single until you married. That's what everybody say now. You single until you married. So yeah, is that
So
true?
y'all, do y'all think that, or y'all, is it a such thing as you're single until you marry? Like, talk to me. Aaron said, yep, they do. Yeah, women do cheat.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, if you no, if you
We
with
got
someone, you
comments.
with them. Aaron, yeah. I mean, that's my thing. If you with me, you with me. I don't care if we got rings or if we don't got rings. You don't get to go and be in nobody else's face. I mean, period. You just don't get to go be in nobody else's face.
Well,
So,
Erica said her husband said every man has different reasons for cheating. So we like
but
to know what.
Erica, put your husband on, Hunty. We need
Yes,
to
we
know.
want to know what some of
What do
those
you mean?
reasons
Yes, Erica, do we got to bring you on to this Facebook Live? We need to talk to your husband because we need these men to chime in. Kimberly say, hell, if they live together, it's common law. Kim,
are.
you ain't lying.
In
You
Texas,
get
you
that
are.
damn mail over there, your ass is in the common law marriage with me.
Absolutely here in Austin or in Texas, you come along.
Yeah. Um, so Erica, your husband say every man have different reasons for cheating. Now, I will say this, y'all, and this has nothing to do with nothing. I think that everybody in their situation come to a point where they are like they go through different flaws in their relationships and they something happens. Okay, something
Mhm.
happens in the relationship and the relationship happens and they are like maybe pissed off about something. And I think that people just haven't learned to be able to talk out these situations.
Mm.
Um, I think that, and then that's what these other people come in at. You know, maybe an old home girl that they were probably messing with that they before they met you, and then they start talking, and that situation happens. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I mean, I don't know. I need to know what these men think.
So
I
you
need to
think?
know what these different reasons are because I guess for a woman, a man could kind
Mhm.
of get on your nerves sometime and be treating you a certain type of way. I know that all the women that I know that have stepped outside of their relationship, it was always because the man was not treating them well. They were
Right.
either getting hit on or they were getting cheated on by the man. But they was like, well, shit, I'm gonna just go cheat on him too. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
And I agree with that. Definitely, it's been where if you're in a situation, especially in a relationship for a woman, not everybody, but you're in a relationship with somebody and you kind of know you have a feeling what is going on in that relationship, and then you tend to because you know they doing it, it's like I'm gonna do it too. But it goes back to like you said, people not talking through the things that they really want and being able to communicate in their relationship. So why is it that people are comfortable, like you said, with staying in a situation if they know that's not what they want and really unhappy with that? So why do people stay in that situation and not talk about those things?
so that's what Erica just said that her husband said that he said some do it because they can, which
Hmm.
I agree.
Hmm.
Some aren't happy but don't want to leave their family and children behind. But you know what I say about that is because I say that because you like you really hurt your kids more. Honestly, people think that stand for their kids. Those kids can kind of sense that little animosity between you and their parents, and so you know it really can be bad for the kids. A lot. I hear a lot of grown people that know that their parents went through things like that, and they like, man, I wish my parents would have left each other long ago. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
Aaron said maybe it's for attention. Some people cheat because they feel like they're not getting adequate attention. So how would you change that? If is there something that needs to happen? Like, do you need to have a talk? Do you need to go to counseling? Do you need to Aaron, what do you think that someone because okay, so now we're gonna move a little forward to okay, we know that people cheat. We've gotten some of these reasons. What are some of the reasons that we cannot be in these situations? Like, if you feel like you're not getting enough attention, or the person is um, something, why can't you talk about it? Like, talk
So he
about what you're missing. And then if the love is gone, it's just gone.
so
Um,
he definitely said compromising. I think it's definitely communication, because if you're not able to communicate with that person your needs, and it's not always about you, you definitely have to compromise and balance the relationship. But I think if you're not able to communicate with that person that you're with, to let them know, hey, you know what, I might not be getting X, Y, and Z from you right now, or I'm feeling this certain type of way. If you're not able to communicate those things because you feel like that person might not accept that, or you feel like they don't care, then that's a problem. If you're not able to communicate with your partner and
and
let
my thing too, Erica, is that if you can spend so much time
Mhm.
being a part of the problem, why not use that energy and be part of the solution?
Right.
Because if you want to be with this person and you say that you love this person, I think you should focus more on, how do we fix it? And if we can't fix it, let's be okay with separate. Because
Right.
to me, separating ain't a bad thing.
Right.
Um, and Carrie Williams said, I'm pretty sure it's been mentioned, but they are not taking the other person seriously. What do you mean when you say they're not taking the other person seriously? Like, the person has told them that they feel some type of way and the other person is just not taking their feelings into consideration? Is that pretty much what you're saying, Carrie?
It sounds like it. That means you need to go. If I'm telling you, if I'm communicating to my partner that I'm not getting X, Y, and Z from you, if they're not taking that into consideration and taking it serious because you making me feel a certain type of way, then we don't need to be together. At that point, it's like, why are we doing this?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, me, um, I've never cared for the cheating situation. When I have cheated on someone before, it was because I felt like I wasn't getting what I needed in the relationship. And it was almost like a coward move that I did, because it's like I should have talked to the person a little more, but the person had clearly already made it clear to me that they kind of wasn't going in the direction that I was going in. And what I should have done was just remove myself from the situation instead of
Right.
cheating on the person. I could have said, okay, well, we ain't going in the same direction. You going east and I'm going west. So I'm going to keep it pushing. And then we could have just broke up easily. But instead, I was just like, oh, I'll go talk to somebody else. And what I ain't getting from him, I'll get from him. And then I'll go back over here later. You know what I'm saying? So,
So, do you think that that comes with maturity and time and age? Because I feel like we did that more so when we were younger, and now
uh-huh.
that we have gotten older, and been through some things in our life, because back then we would be like, oh, okay, and kind of just. But now that we've gotten older, I think we've learned exactly what it is that we want and we need. So I think sometimes, I think maturity, um, just growing older in maturity and really learning what it is that you want out of a partner. First,
Uh-huh.
learning yourself a little bit,
Mhm.
learning more about yourself, and then also just the maturity comes along with it. Because I think a lot of times too, I think with some men and some women too, I'm not just gonna say men, but I
Right.
think it's our maturity level, um
Yeah.
as we get older. So, and it has a lot to do with the cheating.
Right. I see Aaron said that it's a decision,
Mm-hmm.
a conscious decision. Cheating is a selfish act,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to take accountability for your own actions. I agree. Too often the blame is pushed onto the other person. Um,
Mm.
so we know that cheating is stemmed from somewhere. We
Right.
know that something happens in the relationship to where one person feel like they're not being heard or they're not getting something that they feel like they should get. Because that's the only way cheating happens. There's nothing else that starts cheating, that it is festered up out of something. I think as a younger person, I think I can say for myself, when I was younger, I was more hot headed. So I was like, shit, fuck them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I
Right.
don't care. I'm gonna keep it pushing. You don't give me what I want, I'm piecing you out. I think the older I have gotten, I have realized that I needed to be more open. If I was going to get with somebody, I got with them because um, I loved them and I wanted to make it work. And when they told me things that they didn't like that I was doing or something, I tried to okay, well, how can we fix it, or what can we
Mhm.
do so we won't go in that direction? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I think a lot of times we just get in the mode of like, I'm tired of talking about it. Like this person should know you're a damn adult. I
Right.
shouldn't have to be babysitting you on uh I shouldn't be babysitting you on this issue. We've been through enough relationships in our life.
Mhm.
So you already know what I like. You've been with me. You know how I move. You know how I shape. Just do the right thing. But I don't know.
That's why I say I think too, like just maturity. As you get older, you definitely decide what it is that you want, what you don't want, what you can deal with, what you can't deal with. I
Right.
think being up front and having those conversations in the very beginning, because I think sometimes we get so caught up. So that's another thing. So I think we jump into these relationships really quick.
Uh-huh.
I think when we meet people, because we all know it's fresh, it's new. Oh, he cute. He doing all these cute things. Y'all going out. Y'all having a good time because that's all cute in the very beginning, right? That
Hmm.
first year. But I think that also people move very quickly in those relationships in the very beginning, meaning turning sexual. And we all know that turning sexual in the very beginning, it's all cute and it's fun. That's the fun part. But then
Hmm.
a year then pass, a couple of years then pass, and now you really learning this person, right? You
Uh-huh.
seeing how they do this, how they do that, how they deal with their finances. Because in the very beginning, you didn't ask all of those questions.
Uh-huh.
So I think jumping into those type of relationships so early and not getting to know that person, then it's 2 years into the relationship, and now it's like, oh, now I see how this person is doing. And you learn all those things so late in the relationship, but you
Hmm.
really didn't get to know what type of person they was in the beginning. So I think that definitely comes with cheating. Because then it's like, oh, I don't really like this person, but now I'm in this relationship. We
Hmm.
didn't move in together, and now you learning all these things about this
Yeah.
person that
Right.
you
Right.
know. So then I think that happens too.
Yeah.
Early.
I see Aaron said that cheating happens because you make it happen. And Carrie Williams said cheating could be just that the other person is just being cocky as hell. And Aaron said we have to take a deeper look at ourselves. Um,
Mhm.
I think, yeah, being cocky, I think could be one. Taking a deeper look at yourself. Erica said, Jackson said stuck.
Mm.
I think that in relationships overall, we got to take a deeper look at ourselves. And when I think of taking a deeper look at myself, I think of how I would want somebody to treat me, right? So would I want to put that same type of pain on them if I don't want that same type of pain? You know what I mean? So you got to look at what could be reciprocated if you do something to somebody. And then you have to understand that um if you do this, what is the consequences? Because everybody ain't playing that shit. You cheat on me, your ass is gone. That's the
Mhm.
way I roll. That's why I go in and out of so many relationships because I don't really play those type of games. You know what I mean? Your ass might get one or two passes, and then after that, you 86. Like
Yeah.
I ain't finna play games. Because the one thing is because I'm I'm just I know a lot of people in this town, and my ego, the embarrassment, um, is not going to let me do it. You know what I mean? It's not going to let me do it. You know, it's not going to let me do it. So, Erica said, better know it. Yeah. Facebook, can y'all hear me? Can Facebook hear me?
So you're going in and out.
Okay. Yeah, they said they can hear me.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that I just think that I can say it's a selfish act because when you do it, you got to understand all the people that you hurt and that are involved in the cheating. It's not just you. You got kids, you got parents, you got all these family members
She
who
said
have
she can't hear you no more.
who can't hear me no more.
They said they
They can
can't
hear
hear you.
they can't hear me.
Mm-mm.
Can y'all hear me? So I think that you know, it's so much that come with that decision. So you gotta really make a it has to be a clear decision on, okay, am I gonna do this or am I not gonna do this? You know what I'm saying? And if I do this, what is the outcome of it? And will I be okay with the outcome if I do it?
Right.
And a lot of people ain't okay with the outcome. They do it because they know the person not gonna leave. But what if the person did leave?
I think it's just definitely making sure. Are you really ready for a relationship? It's okay to be single. So I don't think a lot of people are really ready for that relationship.
Yeah. Miss Wendy, can you hear me?
They
I
said they
dealt with
can.
that a few years ago on and off relationship. That's a him. Erica Jackson. I agree. I have dealt with that cheating, and I tell you, it is a gut wrenching thing. It's not a good feeling, to be honest with you. It's not a good
Not
feeling at all. It doesn't feel good, and I would never want to inflict that pain on any other woman. Um, so at my older age, at 46 years old, I have made a conscious decision that that was not something that I wanted to do in my marriage, in this relationship that I'm in, um, because I don't like it. Because I guarantee you, I'm gonna be sitting outside somebody's house, somebody getting their ass hit or something. And I may not need to be saying that on here, but that's gonna happen. So I already know I'm super ignorant. Like I'm super ignorant when it comes to that cheap shit. I will roll up on your ass. I will put paint thinner on your car. I will, baby. Listen, your ass would be, girl. I will roll up on you, baby, by myself like I'm 10 deep. Baby, you would think I'm 10 deep after I do something to your ass. I don't really play like that.
yeah, I
I
think
just,
we
I
done got
don't
too
do
old
it
for
because
that
I
shit. We
don't
ain't doing
like
it no more.
it. I don't
We
play like
not
that.
doing it no more.
No, because I just feel like if we getting to that point, we need to take a step back. We need to talk about what our issues is. Not
Yeah,
spend so much time doing all this hurtful stuff to each other. Try
right.
to step
Right.
back and see where the problem is, and let's see if we can compromise on something.
Right.
Because really, y'all, people say, "Oh, relationships are bad." No, relationships are not bad. People in the relationships are what's messed up.
Right.
And if you can get the messed upness out of you and the selfishness out of you, you can
Hmm.
have a successful relationship. The reason why we stay in these relationships with people is because we have built things with them. We love them. We're comfortable. And why go mess that up for a one night stand or somebody that's gonna start harassing you, gonna be telling people that y'all messing around? It's gonna get back to your person. You and your person gonna have problems. You gotta be dividing up your shit. You got to be moving. You got to be using all these deposits and shit. And then if you've been married for a long time, now you got to get somebody your goddamn 401k or your pension. Why? Why? Why?
You
Why?
spend your retirement check and
No,
everything.
it's too much shit you gotta do. Like,
That's why I say just stay single. Just stay single.
hey, if you want to, baby, if you want to be gyrating all over the city, stay your ass single because it just, to me, if you're not ready to give up that lifestyle you like to do, you should stay a single person.
I
You
agree.
should date who you want to date. You should do what you want to do. And everybody knows that, listen, I don't go with anybody. I'm
Yeah.
single, I can do what I want to do.
Yeah.
And,
Just
and,
making sure
and
you
call it
communicate
like
that.
that.
Yeah, up front. Letting that person know, hey, I don't want no type of relationship. And if you want to kick it here and there, you want me to swing on through every now and then that's what I'm gonna do. But I'm not ready to be tied down. I think it's definitely communicating that up front. But I
Aaron
don't
said
think a
what
lot of people
happened.
do it.
Outside kids.
Mm.
Outside kids, no, that
At
child.
this age, y'all, we too old for that though. Like
Yeah.
we in our late 40s already. We all knocking. Well, I am. We close to 50. We should not be dealing with somebody that's still having outside kids. Not
No,
at this. Not
no,
at this.
not at our age.
Mm.
Um, do y'all think that so I have heard, like, when I had guy friends, I have heard things like, oh, I don't I don't get enough, like Aaron said, attention. We don't get enough sex. We don't,
Mm.
uh,
I've
you
heard that
know,
one.
what, like, so my thing, and my thing to women, if you're doing all this sex in the beginning, don't get in a full-blown relationship that has went on and then you stop doing it. One thing my mama said, whatever you start, you got to finish with.
Yeah.
But let me tell y'all men something too. Don't nobody want to be on their back all day either. Like that shit, we all up in age and we got other things to do. Ain't
Now we
nobody
got help.
doing all that all the time. So you got to compromise on that too.
Yeah.
Um, the way we live, the things that we do, going out, having girl time, having guy time. I think all of those things are some of the reasons people cheat or some
Mm.
of the reasons people go outside, but those things can be talked about. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Those things can be talked about. They can be compromised on because I think that we all been through enough relationships in our life to where we already know what we should and should not do. We didn't all been cheated on. We didn't all cheated on somebody. We didn't all did all of that. So
Mhm.
we already know what it takes to make a relationship work.
Right. What
The
you want and
question
don't
is,
want.
do you
Mhm.
really want to make it work, or are you at your wits end to a point where you like, fuck it, I don't want to be in a relationship, or I
Yeah.
don't care what happens. And I
Yeah.
mean, if you don't care what happens, then you do you, and then you'll either fight the remainder of your relationship till somebody decide to leave, or you will get it right. So,
Mhm.
you know, my thing is, do y'all think that cheating can be prevented? What y'all think?
Oh, most definitely. I think if people are
You
just
talking
very,
about outside kids, my ass.
I saw.
Baby, I ain't them outside kids ain't happening. Baby, you and
I think
your
definitely
little
just.
baby mama, y'all can keep it pushing. Go over there with her.
I think that if people are just upfront and honest about what they want in the very beginning, like I said, it's some people that just looking to have a good time. They just want to have somebody they can swing through, hang out with. Just be upfront and honest about what it is that you really, really want and you looking for. If you're not looking for a relationship, because 9 times out of 10, if you tell a female upfront, hey, I don't want no relationship, but
Mhm.
we can hang out. We can. If she like you, she gonna hang out with you either way. But if you start the lying, that's when it just ends up being an issue. So I think just being upfront, honest, communicate that upfront, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. Somebody said good communication doesn't guarantee that a person won't cheat. I mean, shit, something gonna have to guarantee it. You know what I mean? To me, I guess if you're trying to communicate your feelings to a
Right.
person, and the communication is good between you and the person, then you should take that into consideration that the person is trying to understand you and they are giving good communication. To me, then that's just where the selfishness come in. If
That's me too.
somebody is trying to, you know, do that, be considerate of you, and listen to your thoughts and your needs, then I mean, shit. I mean, at that point, then I guess it does become selfish. You know what I mean? I mean, because what else do you want them to do? What else? I mean, what else do you really want them to do at that point?
It it
When someone cheats relationship,
it's not
you
gonna
look at the person.
guarantee it, but I think if y'all definitely both are on the same page and y'all want the same things, if you communicate with that person and they not, then they don't want the same things as you. So yeah, you probably should just go on and move on. You
Yeah,
shouldn't.
Carrie said when someone cheats, it changes the relationship. It changes how you look at the person going forward. Sad but
You
true.
lose it. You lose the
I
respect.
agree. You
You
look,
lose
yeah,
the respect and the trust. Once you lose that respect and that trust, it's really all gone. Honestly,
yeah,
like you say you forgive them and you try to move on past that, but really, honestly, once you break it, it's really hard to get it back.
do y'all think that people can move on? Like, do you think that somebody can actually get their relationship back after someone has cheated?
I think if both people really, really want it, I think you can get it back. But I think if you start moving funny again, then I mean, some people say they do because they trying to get the person back, right? But if they
Hmm.
sincerely are not sorry, they're just saying what they think you want to hear for the moment because they don't want to lose you, then no.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
honestly, when you cheat and you lose that trust, I think it's really hard, honestly.
So, Miss Wendy, I see you said yes, of course. Are you saying that yes, of course, that a relationship can be mended after cheating? Aaron said counseling is needed. Yeah, I believe counseling is.
Counseling is needed. I feel like counseling is needed when y'all are married, for sure. If you're in a marriage with somebody, counseling is definitely needed.
Yes, it
But if
can.
if you're in a relationship with somebody, y'all still in that relationship phase, y'all getting to know each other, that person is definitely not giving you what you want. I think it's, and y'all are not on that same page. You know what it is that you want. And if they're just not adding up, it's just time to let it go.
Yeah, I think that something you said early, Erica. I think that so many times when we meet people at the beginning of a relationship, we don't have these honest conversations. And I
Mhm.
think that's the best time to have these honest conversations is at the beginning of the relationship
Mhm.
because you're really not with the person. You have no time invested. You're just getting to know each other. And I think these hard questions should be talked about. And then I also believe that you should be honest with somebody where you are in your life. They may want a relationship right now, but you may not want it. You may
Mhm.
still date multiple people because you may have just gotten out of something. And
Mhm.
I think that all these things need to happen at the beginning. Like it's almost like we need to bring courtship back.
Mm.
I think what happens is we've gotten out of courtship and we got into sexual. And
Mm.
once you get intertwined with someone sexual, that
Mm.
is really what you like about them. You don't know nothing about them.
Right.
If their sex was good, you like them, you call them, you want them to come over, then they start coming over, then they become
Mm.
live in. And the relationship really is based upon sex. That was the foundation.
Mhm.
You try to put all these other things on top while trying to get to know the person. And then, like you said, when you get to know them, they really not somebody you like that.
Right. Right.
Like their character may be a little flawed. You may at first when they was trying to get the cookie from you and they was trying to brush up on you and you was trying to be like, oh yeah, I want to see what he about. He look good. I want to see what he working with. And then
Yeah.
once you see what he working with, you realize that he may be working with that thing, but then he may not be working on a job.
Right. Working. Working.
His ass may not be working in communication skills, or he
Yeah.
may not be working in faithfulness. And so
Yeah.
you start learning those things, and now you're trying to navigate him into the person that in
You
your
want
mind
to be.
you imagine that he would be.
Yep.
And
I
yes,
agree.
sex does complicate everything, Aaron,
Mhm.
and sex is overrated.
Mm.
Sex is so damn overrated. Like,
Yeah.
I ain't lying. Like,
Mhm.
everybody just want to be humping on somebody. Ugh, like, chill the fuck out. Like, everybody ain't into that shit. Like, let's talk about a business plan or something. Like,
Right.
don't nobody, and I mean, excuse me, y'all. But we having some real talk here. Nobody want their legs in the air every time they turn around. Like, get scoot your ass over. Like, no. Get a good night's rest and quit rubbing on my back. Shit. Sex is, and we don't talk about the things that we really admire at the beginning and the things we really want for our lives. It's not for nobody else's. You want what you want, they want what they want, and you see if they can merge together. But so many times, babe, we get that sex and it's lifestyle.
Yeah.
You didn't this man ain't been to work in 2 days. Ain't like, shit, I don't care.
And you have no idea. You don't know what this man got $2 in his bank account, and you have no clue. He ain't got a retirement.
Yes.
He ain't got no insurance. Like, no, you don't know how many kids he got and how you dealing with them baby mamas. You know nothing about him because you didn't gave up the cookies.
And I will say this too: a lot of women get with men, and they know they cheaters, and they feel like that they gonna get with them and they gonna change because what the man does, the man lies. Oh, she don't do this and she don't do that. And you thinking, oh shit, I do all of that, so he ain't gonna do me like that. Yeah. And then you come to find out that he really is just a cheater, that it had nothing to do with the other woman or what type of person she was or what she was about. It's just who he is as a person. So a lot of women get in these situations already knowing the deal. And that's just real talk. A lot of them get in that situation. They met the nigga he was cheating on his woman.
Right.
They met him. They was his side piece. They was calling on the phone. And then they get with him and expect him not to cheat. Why? Why do you get with a man who cheating on his woman and then you expect him not to cheat? Like, I was in a situation like that before. I met somebody. He had already had a baby on his wife. That should have been my first damn clue.
One red flag.
That he wasn't good.
One red
Because
flag.
if you have a baby on your wife, you trash. Okay?
Yeah.
The second thing was that he was talking to me and he was still married.
Number two
things that I overlooked. But he talked about her so terribly. I was like, oh, okay.
That's number 3.
Well, I don't do that. Yeah. I'm not like her. I'm better than her. I'm up here and she's down here. And we're really, in actuality, a lot of that shit he said was really live. And I ended up in a situation with him. And then he was for the streets. Like, what that song say? Been around the world and he had been around the baby. He was used, hunty. Baby, he had been ran through by the city. But I thought I had somebody. But when I got out of it, I realized, like, oh, you know what? He had a whole baby on her.
Right.
I mean, literally a whole kid. And I'm thinking, that should have been my number one indication right there, was that he had a baby on her. And instead of me entertaining the conversation, because for some reason, when we meet these men and these men start telling us these stories about these other women, we want to jump on the bandwagon with, oh yeah, she shouldn't have did that, and this, and that. And you be like, and you never really understand it till after you are in the situation with them, and then you start seeing all the things that she do with him, and you're like, oh shit, okay, he is really like that. But so I think that some of the time you got when you see something in the beginning, you got to go off of that. No woman is going to change a man. A man has to change for himself. Yeah, and that's just something that we're never going to be able to do.
I think that, like you said in the past, because we have this conversation all the time, I think definitely you have to stand on those things that you want and you need out of your partner. I think that you just need to stand on what it is that you want and what you need, and not accept anything less. And I think if you do that, then you won't end up in those situations where it's like now you done got cheated on.
Yeah. I see that Amy say it's a decision that a person makes to be faithful. It is absolutely a decision. I think everything that we do when it comes to relationships is a decision. And they need to be good decisions, logical decisions decisions that is going to make you for the better. And that's why we get in these relationships, because we saw something that we admired about this person or that we like, and we wanted to move forward. And if that's what you want to do, and you guys have gotten together and you have built up something that you didn't have before, and you have moved on, why come in and tear it apart with cheating? Miss Wendy says, stand on exactly what you want and be prepared to be alone if you're not getting it. Now, Miss Wendy, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
I say it all the time. If you start seeing something early on in a relationship, I don't care if it's early on in the middle of it, and you see that this is making me too uncomfortable, I think that you should get with yourself and figure out what you need to do, and how you're going to move forward without that person. And it's okay. I think too many times women, we beat ourselves up about it, leaving. We beat ourselves up about that he may get with somebody else and do them better. And he's not. That's on fact, right? That's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. He's not nobody and do them better. Period. What them little babies say, period.
Yeah.
They not gonna get with nobody and do them better. That shit is almost a proven fact. I ain't seen nobody who was a cheater in the past get with somebody and don't be cheating.
No,
fellas or women, if y'all out there and y'all cheated before, y'all have let us know, because I just have never seen it. Everybody always trying to do some more extra slick shit. And I will tell y'all this too. This damn Facebook. I remember when my husband came home, there was a few people in his Facebook. And that Facebook shit is what get a lot of people in trouble too.
The social media, the DM,
social media. You know, people all in people inboxes and saying shit to them. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that shit. It's disrespectful. Don't do that. Because that's one of the reasons why my husband didn't get to have a Facebook, was because of the women. Like, y'all know this man got a wife. Like, why are y'all in his inbox? Y'all don't know his wife was crazy. I don't think they knew.
Is she telling the truth?
It was just like we had to come to a compromise. The Facebook has to be shut down, you know, and that was that. So it's just like when you see things happening and you know that it can, you have to take some type of stance and move back and say, you know what, I cherish what I have. My relationship is going great. I don't want anything to mess this up. You know, hey, I got somebody, or thank you for saying that I look good, but you know, I'm in a relationship. And it's okay to say that. I think that's real man shit.
Right.
I think that's real man stuff. I think if you can be man enough to tell a woman that you are already in a relationship, but thank you, I appreciate that you think I look good, but I got somebody, and shit. If a woman bold enough to get in your inbox and say you look good, and you have to cut her down and tell her you got a woman, then shit, that's her. That's her. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna get in nobody man inbox and be like, you look good, for a nigga to tell me that he got a woman. Girl, bye. Nah, my ego too big for that. Like, I ain't never had that happen. So, you know, y'all, I think at the end of the day, when you are in a relationship and it has some great components to it, and you guys have built up a foundation, I think that when you are confronted with that issue, or things like that has come to you, I think that you got to really step back and think within yourself. Now, if I do this, what's going to happen? And if I do this and the consequences come, am I able to live with the decision that I made? Because you don't know if somebody going to take you back. Everybody don't take everybody back. Everybody ain't the same. So if you in a doghouse because you did some stuff, then you got to take being in the doghouse. I don't know when I'm gonna ever let you out the doghouse. You know what I'm saying? So, right. So I don't know when I'm gonna let you out. And you can't give me a time frame when to get back on. You can't pop me off and pop me back on. I got to do this at my own time. And so many times people want to just do things and then they want them to be over. But no, it's not over that fast. So y'all, We got to start making grown-up decisions, conscious decision. We got too many people involved. We got family members, we got our parents, we got our kids, we got step kids. Uh, we have too many people involved in that, and so it's not good to be put yourself and your family in that space. It's a hurtful place. It's a very hurtful place, and nobody deserves that type of hurt. Um, so if you single, be single. It is okay to tell somebody that you're not ready for a relationship.
Yeah.
Even if it stops you from getting a sex. Um, go have sex with somebody else who on your level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But don't swindle anybody into that and then know that you are not ready for that type of commitment. It's unfair. You wouldn't want nobody to do it to you. So I think that, you know, um, it shouldn't happen. And we know that it is so many reasons why people could cheat. We know that. But at the same time, you really have to make the conscious decision to say, do I really love this person? How is it going to affect them mentally and physically? How is it going to affect our relationship? Because you don't want nobody touching you after they done slept with somebody else. You don't want, you're embarrassed. Out here in these streets, people know us. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be the first thing. I tell my husband all the time, don't be trying to talk to nobody because it's people that hate me.
X is very small.
Yes, it's people who hate me, it's people who love me. The people who hate me gonna go tell because they gonna want the people that love me to come back and tell me. And so you know what I'm saying? Wendy said, I met my now husband 20 years ago. I was still in that world and he told me to go on because I'm not ready and he don't play those type of games. He put me in check quickly and got my shit. Now for real. Because if you knew he was a good man and you knew you could have a good life with him and, you had the kids, and he was a good man and y'all were going to prosper together. Yeah, of course. It's like, nah, sometimes you really got to check that. See, for me, Wendy, I'm with you on that because I have been out here in these streets. It wasn't nobody out there that was doing me any justice before I met my husband. So I don't need to go out in them streets and deal with nobody and disrespect him or make him look bad to somebody in them streets because when I was single, wasn't nobody trying to put no ring on it, wasn't nobody trying to hook up and be in a committed relationship. So why you want to talk to me now?
She said, no.
Why you want to talk to me now? Like when I was single, when I was out here talking about Beyonce, talking about if you like to put a ring on it, wasn't nobody trying to do it. Yeah. So now I got the ring from somebody else. Now why I'm like Mike Jones now? I'm like back then didn't want me, now I'm hot all on me. Why? So my hope is that if you are a cheater, do you? Yeah. Ain't nobody telling you not to do you, but don't involve other people. You know what I mean? Yeah, Carrie said, we need to be checked and sometimes check ourselves. Absolutely. We do need to check ourselves sometime and check because and that's what I think, keeping the spiciness in your relationship so it won't go into a cheat. Sometimes be spontaneous. You know what I'm saying? If your person really likes something, then every now and then give it to them. You know what I'm saying?
That's where the communication come in. That's where the communication.
And then it taking things into consideration. When you know somebody likes something, then that makes them happy. Then you
compromise, being able to compromise on those little things that you might not necessarily like to do. But you know what? He good to me. I'm gonna compromise. I'm willing to compromise and do some of those things that I might not want to do. So yeah, I think just communicating all those things. So
yeah. Me too. Yep. Y'all, it's a decision. Erica said, no, how many times have they actually cheated? Girl, these people be cheating so much. It be and it kills me because then you'll be on Facebook and people will be like, I wish these husbands stay out my inbox. And I'm thinking, oh Lord. stay out these people inbox. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Stop it. Like, stop it. Y'all know people gonna tell on y'all, baby.
mm.
When them holidays roll around, your ass got to run to the corner store to call them. Your ass is
Ooh,
hold on. You just wait till
ooh.
that Memorial Day come over and you got to be at your family barbecue and you can't swing by where they be, where everybody know y'all cheating together, and you can't swing by there. Listen, you gonna get told on. And then I'm gonna tell you something. Sometimes shit just be happening. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like God just trying to get tell you like, girl, something stuff just be happening. Vicky said, keep depositing into the love bank and don't allow it to be insufficient. And then you overdrafting. Yeah. I think that uh, relationships is a balance. I think
Mm.
you have to go into it with an open mind, an open heart, and be able to receive just as well as give in return. And it's just an everyday conscious decision that you have to make.
So do y'all think too that now with social media, with having all these social media platforms, do y'all think that that has made it easier for people to now cheat?
So, do y'all think social media has made
It's
social
not.
media has made it easy to cheat? I knew God used to be so mad at me 13 years ago. He was like, how many signs you want me to show? Erica, how many damn signs you needed? So do y'all think social media has made it easier to cheat? I think it has. I think social media, you can talk with people all over the world.
Mm,
So many people on there. You got these cute women on there. They got these cute women on there. You got these cute men on there. Baby, everybody flexing their biceps, and your man may not have no biceps. Um, your
oh,
man may not got a nice cut with that dye on it, all edged up real cute. And you like, damn, he cute. So, Margaret,
you over there liking his pictures, putting the little heart emojis underneath. Oh,
it's 50-50. They just have more options. Erica, you're exactly correct. I mean, shit, they got more than options. Like you
for
got
sure.
these Instagram models, you got
Oh,
it's
you got
just so
Snapchat
much
where the stuff
access.
disappeared the next. Like, you got a
Yeah,
lot of stuff going on there.
Snapchat, you got they said Facebook even got a dating
Yeah,
thing.
I
I
did.
didn't even know. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Baby, I'm telling you, yeah, that social media, boy, sometimes you be on there, they had them little old pop-alls on there. They had they little suits on, they derby hats, baby. I be like, look at the pop-alls.
Yeah. And
And
before you know it, you over there liking and
before
putting the
you over
heart
there, you just
emoji.
ordered the pop-all like, hey, pop-all.
Yeah.
So,
So,
yeah, yeah,
mm,
no. I can see how it can be a very easy platform to do. People are now snapping and killing each other. Miss, when you are right, you can't. These days, people tired of being hurt. That
mm,
is just not. It's just not to me. Be alone. If you want to do that, just be alone and do you. You know what I'm saying?
they
And
got options, baby. They got more options these days, for
some
sure.
Margaret say TikTok, Google Chat, all that stuff. You ain't
Oh, for sure.
Google Chat. They got a Google Chat
Hmm.
that you can chat with people.
Baby, they got chat on everything. It's just
Really?
so many options out here nowadays, for sure. It's crazy. TikTok. Girl, I love
I didn't
TikTok.
know they
I'm
had.
on TikTok all night.
I didn't know they had Google Chat, y'all. But you
Mm.
know, um,
I wish we would have had more men on here, but
I wish we would have more men on here too, but I mean, Aaron came up with some good things. Both of the Aarons, they said some good things. I
yeah,
appreciate the women chiming in.
he did. He
I
came
think
through
this,
for us today with
yeah,
the men's perspective. But
I think it was a good conversation. I think it's something that needs to be had. Um, Anything that you know that we come on here and do, it's to bring awareness and and just to try to understand how we can better ourselves as a people. Everybody's not gonna get it right. You know what I mean? Everybody don't want to get it right, and that's fine. You don't have to want to be in a good relationship. You don't have to want those things. You want to be a player. You know the little song. What that little song say? I'm a player, and I'm all about my dog. Don't knock my hustle. You know, hey, if some people just want to be it. Hell, I remember at one time I wanted to be a player. Baby, I was packing my spinner night bag. I was like, hey, y'all, I didn't want to be bothered with nobody because I had been through so much shit. You know
yeah,
what I mean? So I didn't want to be bothered. So I do understand it. But when you do make that commitment and you cross over that line, now you got boundaries and you cannot do that. So,
cross those
you know,
boundaries, that's for sure. Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So, y'all, man, we thank y'all for coming out. Erica, is there anything you want to leave with?
Um, I think the most important thing from this, I feel like, is that we all do have choices, and we definitely have options. But I think if you decide that you want to be in a relationship with somebody, just definitely communicate with that person, make things work. And if you decide that that's not something that you want to do, just let that person know and be honest. I think just being honest about what it is that you want and you need, that's the most important, and just communicating. That's what I think I take from it.
Yeah.
Because we do, you don't have to be in a relationship with anybody. We definitely have that choice. But if
Mhm.
you do, just make sure that you're honest and upfront. That's all.
True.
But we appreciate you guys definitely chiming in, making things interesting, coming with the questions,
Definitely.
the
Yeah.
answers, and always come back next week. Whatever we decide to come with, send us inboxes on if there's anything that y'all decide that y'all want to discuss further. But definitely, we love y'all and appreciate it.
Well, thank you guys. Erica said our ending. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate all the feedback. We appreciate you guys tuning in every Tuesday. I mean, y'all don't have to. Y'all
Yeah.
taking y'all time out to come on here with us. So we appreciate it. Um, man, we love all of y'all. Like all of y'all, y'all cracks me up, and I love
Definitely.
it. It's funny. But you guys, y'all have a great night. We love y'all. We see y'all next Tuesday, and y'all have a good day.